Ladies, and there's no ladies on this channel at all. I'm very sure if you're a lady and I somehow don't know in the comments, hey, comment down below, drop your IG too if you are above the age of 20. But ladies and gentlemen, oh shoot, it's your boy Real here. I didn't do a short form video for the little Tekka type stuff, so I'm not gonna do that because that album dropped a long time ago. But Real recently, that's me. I recently dropped Hey Maria. This is a beat that I made back in February. It's been a little bit since I did a breakdown on a beat that I made for one of my songs. So, y'all can check those out if you want to. Hopefully I did like the cool editor thing where I had the thumbnails pop out by the side. And if I didn't, bam! Wait. Let's just get right into it though. At the time of recording this, checking my phone, we are at the big 843 subs. Appreciate you all so much for love and support. Let's keep moving, let's keep going. If any time in the video you like, comment, sub, all that cool stuff. Let's keep moving. Socials in my link tree down in the description below. Most active on Insta. But yeah, into the main vid. So starting off, so I got this little sample right here from
Ryan Audie.
He had like this chord, Tyler the Creator type of thing, so I just sampled it directly. So this is what we got right here. I got some EQ going on, which isn't active in the very beginning, but it's taking out the low end up to like the 175 hertz, and yeah, we got this other one kind of just taking away a decent amount of the mid, so my voice could fit more on top. But yeah, this is what this sounds like by itself. So yeah, we got that right there. Moving on, I also put some other automations here, and that's simply because I wanted to have noise on some things. So yeah, we got Frank Pole retro color. That's like, once again, like RC20 retro colors. So I'm just automating the noise and digital to stay there. Mix knob is at 0, so that is actually affecting one of these expand instances. I hope, is it this one down here? It is. It's affecting the Synology one. But moving on, so over here on this section, we're adding this lead over here in Synology. That sounds a lot like a trumpet. It's not a trumpet. It is the Portasaw lead. In the Portasaw lead, this is what we got going on right here. We're just going from D as our first note, then we're playing all these things right here. Got some minor variation. So this stays the same. We're just changing the last part right down here. So we're going from B up to the A. Whereas opposed here, we're going from B down to A, so a little like octave difference. Little cool thing right here that you'll see in like a lot of West Coast tutorials is I added these like two little notes on top to give more variation to the lead, as if you're kind of using like a modulo wheel. But yeah, this is what this sounds like by itself. As for the effects on slot 3, we got some EQ taking off a decent on the high end. As I mentioned, we got some Frank Pole retro color. Yep, we got some reverb going on. Then we got another Frank Pole retro color. Why I added 2? I don't know. But yeah, this is what it sounds like by itself. Next thing that we got coming in here, we got the basic triangle lead as like a little support piece. So yeah, only thing that we're having on the effect rack right over here is Frank Pole retro again. So yeah, these are the settings. This is what we're playing, super simple. This is what it sounds like. I don't know why my computer's lagging like that. So yeah, next element that gets added on within the intro part. So we're over here, we got this little like sine type of sound. It's like a Monte Booker, Smino type sine sound that I had, so I wanted to add that in. So we just have it by itself as default. This is the pattern that we are playing. Looks like a lot. I kind of just clicked in what I thought sounded good. This is what it sounds like by itself. Also forgot to mention I have an automation clips are turned on here, but I have this little perk loop here, which I was going for something that sounded like a clock, but I thought this perk loop sounded good. It's just this by itself. But yeah, that's cool. I have the merge up by 33%. No effects. Going into the hook section, we got some snares here. So just super simple snares, just on 3. We have a little part where we accent it, if I could find it. There we go. And I put down a note lower, a little quieter too. And before we get into like the main 808 pattern, some of the other parts that come in, I have this one 808 pattern here. So we're using a distorted spins. I didn't click this in actually. I played this by hand and I kind of quantized it. But yeah, I had to hold up all the way, kind of played this in by hand, quantized everything, kept the little points where I had the 808 cut off. And I have this playing dang near like as loud as I can have it. I tried to do something similar to Boyfriend by Tyler the Creator, where there's like a little like super heavy 808 that comes in every now and again. So I want to use that as like a transition point. So this is what we got playing right here. And yeah, that leads into the main hook, quote unquote hook. There's realistically no hook for this song. It's just a no hook type song. But yeah, I guess last few other things before I actually start playing some of these. We got some effects. We got crash right here. So cool. Then we got the kick pattern right over here. No effects, no anything. That's what it sounds like. Got some shakers. I feel like I mentioned before, but I really like the baddie shaker. But yeah, I got some reverb on here. As for this as well, we have some variation in the velocity. Knowing me, there's some variation in the panning as well. They're just randomized. Slight variation in the pitch as well. That's how we got it to sound like what we got right here. It was a 2-step pattern as well. I just put in all the variation, made sure that it was to cut itself, so none of the sounds overlapped. Here is what we have. So yeah, that's what we got right there. And besides that, we just got 808 in chords. So as for the 808, this is what we have right over here, using the same 808 from before. And we're basically just playing all of the root notes for each chord. So we're going from E to A to F sharp to B. And yeah, nothing else to mention. This is what we got here. So yeah, that's that. We got some chords over here in expand. We got a basic triangle pad. It's under the soft pad section. I also know for a fact I did not mention exactly where the basic triangle lead was from, but it's from the soft leads. But yeah, so we got the basic triangle pad, soft pad. We are playing the chords. Most of these chords have like an extra note. Like I know here, it's supposed to be like an F sharp. I didn't include the F sharp there. I just didn't want to. I believe this one also has like a G sharp. I didn't want to include that right there. You can see here I included the last note of the F sharp for this chord. That's just realistic. I felt for it. All the chords are in the reel that I sampled this from, but I just chose to play the lower notes. So here's what we have. We got some Frank Pole retro once again on here. This is what we got. I'm just going to play everything for y'all as it is right here. I forgot to mention, but for basically most of the song, the snare pattern did change up. So in the very beginning, we're actually using snaps. However, we go over to a snare that sounds like this. And yeah, this is basically what's playing for most of the song anyways. We got some parametric EQ going on, looks like that. We got some reverb going on. And yeah, this is the pattern for it, basically. So yeah, there's that. I also know I usually do like no drums and all that stuff, and I just play the melody. So I'll show y'all what the melody sounds like by itself. I'll take out the perk loop, then out the perk loop. You know, you get the idea. As for just the drums alone, I'll put in the perk loop, then I'll take it out. But this is what we got for just the drums. And once again, you essentially get the idea. So yeah, moving on from there, we just take out the chords right here. We take out the extra lead, so both the triangle parts go away. Keep moving on through here. We have this little section where the shaker goes away. Okay, after a whole lot of like struggling to figure out what changed, I've come to the conclusion the 808 pattern changed and the shaker changed. So obvious shaker change right here. So I'm just making the pattern have a lot more space to it. So this is what we got right here. And yeah, we're adding some syncopation, obviously. Got another part right over here, so I'll just play this up here. So yeah, that's what that sounds like. And then we have the 808 pattern that changed as well. This is what we got right here. Once again, we're just adding some more syncopation. And yeah, that's what we got. So 808 pattern changed. Only thing that changed with the 808 pattern is we're just adding that little kind of like da 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 like part that we had right here into the ending right here. Jesus, bro, the lag my computer is experiencing. So once again, as I mentioned earlier, we're kind of using that 808 part as a transition to another section of the song. Right over here, we are keeping the entire shaker part to be the same, but we are changing the 808 pattern once again. So right over here, we're just making it have less syncopation. We're adding in the little triangle chords because we're getting rid of the sample. So it goes away from being plucky as you'll hear right now to having a lot more space and the background triangle chords taking over. Okay, so for the 808 pattern, we just have a lot less syncopation. So this is what it's playing. Very basic. It's essentially just this pattern from the beginning, but only different part is just some of the hits here. So versus what we had earlier, which was I'm not really gonna play every single part of it because like the song's already on the net, so it'll be in the description down below and all that stuff. But yeah, that's essentially most of the song minus the outro. Yeah, that's basically it for most of the song. This is already on the net. Right here, we're once again adding the little kind of transition part. Again, I believe every single time it's actually played like a little bit different. So let me just compare it to this one. Yeah, it's just a little bit different here. So this is what it sounds like right here. And that is the final time that we end up playing that before we go into this section where it's a lot more spacey. We have this little riser sound effect. So, yep. Added some delay, added some reverberation, and yeah, right over here, this is everything basically to the end where we just play the chords. And I'll just let y'all know the section right over here is quite literally just the chords itself, some Frank Paul retro color automation. It is the exact same triangle chords that we played earlier. So yeah, the perk loop still stays in, shaker goes away, 808 goes away, the lead goes away. We're keeping in the chords and we're keeping in the porta-saw. We're also keeping in the kick. The snare is changed back to a snap, and we're keeping in the sign part. Sign part stayed the entire song practically. So yeah, that's what we got going on right over here for the snaps. They are just on 3, so and y'all get the point. Right over here, kick pattern is I believe the very same one that we used in the beginning. I am tweaking. Nah, it is not at all. This is what we got right here for the kick pattern. Then yeah, everything else is as we've had it earlier. So I will actually play it from this bar right into the little drop section right here. So cool stuff. That is practically the entire song. Obviously, we do have the snaps continuing. We take out the kick. I forgot to mention earlier how I put this little note right here. So there's variation, which I'll let y'all hear. But yeah, that is a very sloppy overview of a video of how I made Hey Maria. I'll just play this, I guess. Even though obviously y'all got the gist. Right here. That's where I gave the beat, noise to breathe and all that stuff. But yeah, I really like this beat. Honestly, I think I did a great job on it. Took a little bit of time to make. I don't think I know how to check the time it took. Project info 3 hours and 47 minutes. Not too bad, not too bad. So I love it for sure. Hope you liked it. Hope you liked the song. Hope you learned something for sure. If you did, yeah, why don't you share the video around type shit. Anyways, I gotta shit. I'll catch you all later. Thank you much for the love, appreciation, all that stuff. Like, comment, sub. It's your boy Real. Check out the 2 videos on the side. YouTube wants you to fuck with those. And yeah, peace.